Hey guys, Mr. Mackey here. Now yesterday we were converting fractions into decimals and I set you the challenge to match the correct decimal to the fraction it was converted from. There are four fractions here, so one of those fractions is the odd one out. So let's get cracking on. Let's start with the 2 over 5. Well, the 2 over 5 when converted, we do the 5 here and the 2 here. When it's converted it becomes 0.4. Does it match with any of the decimals here? Yes, it does. 0.4 matches with 2 over 5. Now let's move on to the 1 over 6. So I'm going to do my bus stop. 6 here, 1 here. I'm going to put 0, 0, 0. Goes into it 0 times, goes into it 1 to a remainder of 4. Goes into it, well, anyone remember? 6 times with a remainder of 4. 6 times with a remainder of 4. And it will continue going on like this. So the converted one is 0.16 with a recurring decimal point over the 6. So the 6 is what is recurring. Does that match with any of the decimals? No. So 1 over 6 is the odd one out. But I still want to match these two fractions to the correct decimal. So let's do our 1 over 4. So 4 and 1. How many 4s go into 1? Well, 0, so we put our decimal point. How many 4s go to 10? Well, 2 with a remainder of 2. How many 4s go to 20? 5 with a remainder of 0. We keep it like that, so it matches with this one. And by process of elimination, and if you did the bus stop method regardless, we all know that 1 over 3 will match with 0.3 recurring. Now we're going to be doing some more conversions today. This time we're going to be converting from fractions to percentages and in the other way, percentages to fractions. Let's get into it. First two examples I'm going to do today, I'm going to convert the fractions into percentages. And then for the last two examples, I'll be reversing the process. The reversing process might be slightly different though. Let's see. So I want to turn 5 over 6 into a percentage. How do I do it? Well, step 1, I turn it into a decimal. I know, spoiler alert. So let's turn 5 over 6 into a decimal. So I'm going to do my bus stop method. How many 6 is going to 5? 0 with a remainder of 5. How many 6 is going to 50? Well, 8 with a remainder of 2. How many 6 is going to 20? Well, 3 with a remainder of 2. How many 6 is going to 20? 3 with a remainder of 2. And we can already tell from this that it's going to be recurring. So 5 over 6 into a decimal form is 0.83 with the 3 being a recurring decimal. Then what I do is, remember, percentages means out of 100. So all you have to do is you multiply the decimal by 100. Very similar to what we did, remember, when we converted decimals into percentages in an earlier video. So we multiply that by 100 and we will get 83.333, well, the recurring, as we just did. So 5 over 6 converted into a percentage to two decimal places is 83.33%. And that's how you convert fractions into a percentage. Let's now do it to this fraction, 7 over 20. So let's firstly convert it into a decimal. So 20 on the outside, 7 on the inside, and I'll put the decimal points there just because we know we're going to be doing it. How many 20s go into 7? Well, 0. How many 20s go into 70? 3 with a remainder of 10. How many 20s go into 100? 5 with a remainder of 0. So we leave it. So the converted fraction is 0.35. Then what we do, we multiply it by 100, and that will get us 35%. And that's all you have to do whenever you're converting a fraction into a decimal. You convert that fraction. And that's all you have to do when you convert a fraction into a percentage. You convert that fraction into a decimal, thanks to yesterday's video, and then you multiply that by 100. Now, I have a percentage and I want to convert it into a fraction. How do I do it? Well, the good news is it's a much simpler method to what I did with fractions into percentages. All you have to do is remember, percentages means it's out of 100. So what you do is you get rid of the percentage sign, you draw a line and you turn it into a fraction over 100. So 18% is exactly the same as 18 over 100. So now I ask you this question. Do I need to simplify this fraction? Yes, I do, because they're both even numbers. So 18 can be simplified into a 9 by halving it. The 100 can be simplified into 50 by halving it. Can this be simplified? No, because there's no factors that go into either of these. So we just leave it. So 18% as a fraction is 9 over 50. Now, when I did my converting fractions into percentages and I had a recurring decimal from this, I just did it to 2 decimal places. For this one, I've not left this recurring decimal into 2 decimal places because I want to show you the process when you're converting recurring into fractions, because it's different. Now that disclaimer out of the way, I have 66.6 recurring percent. Now, when this is converted into a decimal, this becomes, well, you divide it by 100, it becomes 0.6666666666, or 0.6 recurring. Now, what you need to find out on this is what is the number that is recurring, and that is the 6. That is the number that is recurring throughout this decimal. Now, unlike the previous example which I did where you put it over 100, in this one you put the number that is recurring, which is 6, over 9. Okay? Now, once you've done that, I then ask you if you can simplify this fraction. And you can. You can simplify it to 2 over 3. And that is the converted fraction from that percentage which was made thanks to that decimal. 2 over 3. It's much more complicated when it's recurring, but as long as you understand the process of doing it, it should be fine. Now, let's do our challenge. So, here's your challenge. I have 2 percentages and 2 fractions. I'm going to convert these 2 fractions into its percentage and these 2 percentages into its fractions. Good luck with this. I'm looking forward to seeing what you're doing. Tomorrow we're going to be doing more of this, but more as a group whole of percentages, fractions, decimals, all in one go. Let's see how you do. Good luck, and I'll see you tomorrow, guys.